Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live once again live here on Tuesday night, streaming live from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until 9 p.m. And then this show becomes the pre-show that we air on Stream TV every Saturday night. Now we've added that to our edition of Chiller Night programming every Saturday night on Stream TV. Renee says, hello, sup, hey, at all. Stephanie says, hey, y'all. Hey, Renee, you're the first one this week. First commenter. All right, so thank you for joining us, Renee and Stephanie. So I was looking at, Renee says, what's going on, y'all? Horror. Yes, horror, science fiction, paranormal, anything that falls under the chiller umbrella. So you guys think of the topics, and we will chat about all of that. Last week, Renee says, Brian Hogue, that's me. So last week we were talking about quite a bit with, oh my gosh. You know, it's funny. SBC, he sent me, remember we were talking about quite a bit. We were talking about Cocaine Shark, the idea of Cocaine Shark. Now, Patty had sent me a picture, and I literally just got in the door. I just got back from working on the haunted house, and I just walked in. So I'm still trying to coordinate, get undiscombobulated. And I said, oh, I'm going to have to read this. So, SBC, if you're on here, maybe you're not on here yet. But this is a lengthy, very lengthy, movie synopsis. I said, oh, I'll have to read that on the pre-show. But this thing is very lengthy. He did a lot of work on this. And SBC, if you're on here, there he is. SBC, hello, everyone. Hey there. Yeah, if... And I was just talking about the Cocaine Shark, the synopsis of the screenplay. He says, just for fun, unfortunately, there's already a film with a shark on cocaine. I know. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that's that common of a movie topic? But yeah, I mean, this is pretty in depth. This is pretty detailed. This synopsis you sent me. It'd be kind of neat to see like a short film or something on something like this. This is very, like I said, I said, oh, I have to read it, but this thing is it's very, very involved, very lengthy. You should do something with that. You put a lot of time into this. Let's see. Renee says, Chiller Night rocks. Planet Orange Purple Ring. What? Okay. Yes. And there's tons of little emoji things there. UFOs, aliens, dinosaurs, dogs and cats sleeping together. John says, it's Tuesday night, and if you ask nicely, we might have a piece of cake from a certain guy who had his birthday yesterday. This is Crozak the Grand, and it's time again for Chiller Night Live. And here's your host, who is a year younger, Brian Hogue. All right, thank you very much. Very much. I appreciate that. Crozak the Grand and John. Renee says, I was watching Cocaine Shark and Cocaine Cougar on Tubi, and it's low budget. Al says, I can't imagine those being low-budget productions. Renee says, oh, I read that one. Al says, hi, everyone. Happy birthday, Brian. Well, thank you, Al. Thank you very much. Yes, I had my birthday yesterday, and I made it around the sun, another successful trip. Richard says, love the shirt, Brian. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. Roger says, good evening. Good evening, Roger. Renee says, was it Pluto TV? Or was it Pluto TV? I forget. So it's either Tubi or Pluto that Cocaine Shark and Cocaine Cougar are on there. Stephanie says, happy birthday to that guy. Ah, thank you. SBC says, I wrote it in about 1 hour. Wow. That, like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be so lengthy. There's a lot to this. He's got the, title, fade in. I'll give you an example. This is the begin, and then I'll put up I promise I'll put up the schedule here for this Saturday night. Fade in, we see a DC-3 flying over the ocean in a heavy storm. Inside, Robert, pilot and drug smuggler. Suddenly, the plane experiences turbulence and crashes into the water. Cut to the plane now underwater. The corpse of Roberto's co-pilot Remaining still in the seat. Cut to cargo compartment. The door has been ripped out. The cocaine spills out of the plane from a large hole in the side, out of it and into the ocean. Cut to a beautiful beach with people enjoying the sun and water. Suddenly a shark's fin appears in the distance, slowly moving towards the beach. People start to panic and run out of the water. The shark attacks and kills a blonde woman, only to hear bikini top floats to only hear. And what you only hear? Bikini top floats to the surface. And then it cuts to news reporting the detail of the recent shark attacks. Yeah, that's just the beginning. You did a lot of work on this. You got to do something with that. That even if it's a short little, like a little indie thing, that'd be something. You should do something with that. Let me put the schedule up. Then I'll get back to the comments here. The schedule for Saturday night, August 12th. On Stream TV, the programming begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the Chiller Night live pre-show, which is, of course, what you're watching right now. Streamed live. The live part is streamed live on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. And then at 9 p.m., the feature movie at Paul's request. Paul, are you with us? Are you with us yet, Paul? Well, Paul requested The Brain That Wouldn't Die, so that's what you're going to get. The Brain That Wouldn't Die is 9 p.m. Then at 10:45, the movie is Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. And at 12:10, the movie is Carnival of Souls. And then at 1:45, the movie is The Mad Monster. And you can watch that every Saturday night on Stream TV at streammedia.tv. There you have it, streammedia.tv. So, and I'll, of course, put that up periodically throughout the show. Richard says, just curious, what is everyone's favorite low-budget horror movie? That's a good one. Mine's probably Night of the Living Dead, as far as that's just the first one that just happens to jump into my head. My second one that I'm going to throw in there is the Blair Witch Project. I really enjoyed that one. Renee says, happy birthday, Brian. Oh, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Crypt Keeper, Stephanie says, my fave. Awesome. Yeah, I love the Crypt Keeper. SBC says, happy birthday. Well, thank you very much. Paul, hey, there's Paul. Hey there, my brother, and how are you and Ava doing? Give her a hug. Tell her I love her. Is Dr. Jack ready? T-5 days and counting. Yes, Paul. And hopefully you are ready mentally, and everything is going to go well. I have no doubt. I'm sure it will for you and your procedure there. And I hope you got a chance to check out the schedule, because I honored your request there and put up the Brain That Wouldn't Die for this Saturday night as the feature movie at 9 p.m. So I hope you get a chance to check that out. Renee says, zombie escape room commercial. All right, let's try it. Whew.
Chiller Night Escape Experience presents Zombie Outbreak Escape Room. You and your team of scientists are sent to inspect a top-secret laboratory in a hidden military bunker. Sinister experiments have resulted in reanimating the dead. The facility is now swarming with the living dead, and you have 1 hour to escape or be overrun by zombies. Can you survive a zombie outbreak? Book your escape room appointment to find out. Book online at chillernight.com or call 814-209-8214. Gift certificates available at the store counter.
All right, there you have it. There it is. My zombie outbreak escape room. So if you live in Venango County, Pennsylvania, stop by the Cranberry Mall, the one in Venango County, Pennsylvania, not Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. And I am pointing north and south, correctively. Also, Patty, or Pat's Van, she sent me this after the pre-show last week about Cocaine Shark. That was a movie, and I'm going to try not to get the glare of the... but yeah, she sent me that last week. That's just like, is that really a movie? They already have one, huh? So, yeah, they actually have that already out there somewhere. Somebody made it. So, if you want to watch Cocaine Shark, somebody says that, Renee, wasn't it? That was saying that she was watching it on, either Pluto or Tubi. All right, check it out. Check out Cocaine Shark. All right, we sure built up that topic last week, so that probably is a pretty fun movie to watch. Lasercorn says, I love the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I really, really enjoyed that. And that's one of those, it's kind of like The Exorcist in a way, like that first time. You can still get some of a creep factor in watching it multiple times, but that first time, oh boy, that's where it's at. Al says, replying to Richard, Dog Soldiers. Oh, about the what's your favorite low budget movie? Dog Soldiers 2.3 million is little by today's films. Yep, that's right. Chair's comments up. Paul says, hey, Chiller family, Manos is my go to children shouldn't play with dead things. Oh, very good one. Well, Manos, you put Manos in there. Children shouldn't play with dead things. That's right. Well, I know Paul likes Manos, so yes. Yeah, well, figures Paul would like would mention Manos. Renee says, Beyond the Door and The Exorcist. Really? Was The Exorcist a low-budget movie? I didn't know that. Lasercorn says, what did I walk into? What, with all the Cocaine Shark stuff? Paul says, I just can't wait. Or, I just saw it. I can't wait. Oh, cool. John says, my favorite low-budget movies are Spider Baby. All right. Spider Baby. Horror Express and Alabama's Ghost. Interesting. Now, we've played Spider Baby and Horror Express on... I got sawdust on me. I was cutting... Jeez. I'm like, my forehead felt itchy, and then I was like, this is sawdust. But we've had Spider Baby and Horror Express on here before in the past. Al says, Brian, how's the haunted house coming along? Really good. I just came from there. In fact, like minutes before this show started, I didn't even have time to pull up a few things that I wanted to include in here for tonight. I just got here, but that's where I was cutting things and just getting all kinds of, probably got all kinds of sawdust still in my hair. Daniel says, I'm ready for the haunted house. Me too, Daniel. It looks like it's going to be a good time. I have no doubt. Paul says, Skinwalker Ranch is done with season 4. Oh no! What are you going to do now on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m.? You have to watch them again. Rewatch them. See if you missed anything. Or you could check out Cocaine Shark. Apparently it's on Tubi or Pluto. So, Cocaine Shark PBR says, heck yeah. Have you And Daniel says, have you ever watched The Human Centipede? Oh, Daniel, yeah, that's an odd movie. That's a horrible movie. The Human Centipede. Yeah, they made like 3 of those. What a crazy. Who thinks of this stuff? Who? Paul says, hey there, Chiller family. How are you all doing? Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Richard says, vampires, zombies, werewolves, aliens, ghosts. Which one would everyone prefer to be if you could be? I would want to be... I guess I would probably... maybe an alien. Just because I would want to still keep my mental faculties about me. And if I was a werewolf, you turn into just a mindless brute who's just out to kill, and you could kill somebody that a family member or a loved one. You could just, vampires. I just think there's something just. I don't like the unholy aspect of it, so I would stick to. And zombies. I mean, we're going back to the mindless, monstrosity thing. And plus, I don't want to eat anybody, so I'd say an alien. That's. Oh, wait a minute. Now there's the ghost. There's a ghost option there. That might be something too, because what all is a ghost capable of? Can they, zoom in between dimensions? Are they, I guess I'd have to know a little bit more about ghosts before I made that definitive answer. But I'll say offhand aliens. I'll go with aliens. PBR says, I totally did see a documentary about cartel dope dropped into the ocean. Oh, yeah? All right. It has to affect the fish and the wildlife, or sea life. I'm no ichthyologist, but I'm sure... I'm sure they would probably say that that's probably not a good thing to do, and that fish absolutely can be affected by cocaine. Lasercorn says, what is the scariest movie that we all watched? Discuss. Okay, the scariest one that I'm gonna go with the one that affected me that creeped me out the most. And this one was when I was very younger. Is gonna be The Exorcist. I know by today's standards that movie is not, necessarily a shocking or gory movie or anything like that, but just the subject matter, and then you see the little girl victimized by this, the demon and stuff. To me, that was just that left more of a just a creepy, awful feeling, watching that. That's, and to me, that was just a terrifying situation to have that little girl in. So I guess I'd have to say that. Renee says, I first hated Cocaine Bear, but watched it over and over again. Oh, yeah? From the library DVD, and I like when I first saw it in the movies. So you enjoyed Cocaine Bear. All right. I have not seen Cocaine Bear yet, so hopefully these animals and all this wildlife need to just stay off drugs. Stay off drugs if you're an animal and you're watching this tonight. I highly encourage you to just say no. SBC says, I meant her bikini. It has some spelling mistakes. I taught myself English with old horror films. I figured that's what you meant. Yeah, but I was reading your movie synopsis there. Paul says, happy birthday, Brian. Thank you. Appreciate that. Renee says, no, Exorcist wasn't a low budget, but I like it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was. But that was just, I guess that's high on the creep factor with me. Lasercorn says, wait, is today your birthday, Brian? No, actually, yesterday was. August 7th is my birthday. So, Richard says, what horror movie brings complete fear into everyone? Yeah, let's see what some of you are saying here. Stephanie says, Night of the Living Dead, 1968, and Halloween, 1978. Ah. Two awesome movies right there, Stephanie. SBC says, favorite low-budget film, Manos, The Hands of Fate. All right. We got another Manos there, Paul. Someone else is in your corner here. Paul says, I love the shirt, and I asked if I would be a genius. I asked the doctor if I'd be a genius and would I be able to drive. He said, probably not. I go back to Manos. Manos is your fallback. Daniel says, I watched Human Centipede 1 and 2, but not the third one. Why? Oh, Daniel. After you saw the first one and you saw what this was about, I don't know that I would watch the second one. I did see the first one, Ava and I, years ago when it first came out. It's like it wasn't, the idea was like, what? This is crazy. And then we watched it. It was like, wow, this is... But no, I gotta say, I haven't checked out 2 or 3. How about you guys? You guys check out Human Centipede 1, 2, or 3? Is that what they made up to 3? Yeah. That's horrible. Stephanie says, werewolf. Oh, you'd rather be a werewolf? Really? Okay, that's interesting. That would be cool. I'm sure that's a response to the question earlier. What would you rather be? Werewolf, vampire, zombie, alien, or ghost? So Richard says, where I live, we had a local legend whose name was Cocaine Wolf. Oh, a local legend, was he? Richard says, most disturbing movie. Well, I'm going to pull Daniels out of that movie title there, Human Centipede. I think that's got to be in the top 3. SBC says, Bonehead is missing again. I hope he's okay. I know. Haven't seen him. Like I said, I wrote to him probably about 3-4 weeks ago. And I didn't get a response. I hope he's okay. Bonehead, we miss you. If you're watching this, even if you're not watching it live, if you're watching this after the fact, we'd sure love to see you back on here with us. Daniel says, couple scary movies I watched before was Jugface and Winchester. I think I saw the Winchester. I think I saw that one. But I didn't see Jugface. I'm not sure what that one is. Brad says, it's a Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. And now here's Brian. What's on tonight, Brian? I guess we're coming up on 8:30-ish. So, all right, the schedule is August 12th. Saturday night, August 12th at 8 p.m. It's the Chiller Night Live pre-show. It's this show right here. All right, so 9 o'clock, the feature movie of the week. All right, see, Paul, you requested and I answered. The movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Then at 10:45, the movie is Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. And at 12:10, the movie is Carnival of Souls. And then at 1:45 in the morning, for you night owls, The Mad Monster. So there is the lineup for this Saturday night. So there you have it. Okay. Pretty good lineup, I think. Paul says, the director of The Exorcist died this week. R.I.P. Oh. William Friedkin, is that his name? Did he die? I gotta check it out. I gotta make sure, if you're mentioning that the guy passed away, let me make sure I got his name right. Exorcist. There we go. Yeah, Friedkin. I don't know if I think it's William Friedkin. Did he die? I saw him. I saw this stuff on. Oh, he just died yesterday. Oh wow, he just died yesterday. Huh. Born in 1935 in Chicago, and he died yesterday in Los Angeles. So, huh. That is something. I didn't hear that. But I was seeing his picture like as I was just scrolling by, and I didn't stop to read anything, but I did see him quite a bit yesterday. I guess that's why. Um, Paul says, I can't wait for the good drugs. Yeah, you're going to be on something here soon, huh? So, yes. PBR says, Misery was a real scary movie. What she does to his feet in the book, she cuts them off. Oh, really? But the movie is brutal too. I think I have heard that. I forgot about it until I just now read it. But, oh, man. Lazy Corn says, oh, you bring up a good topic, Stephanie. Werewolf movies. Now, werewolf movies, I will say, for like around Halloween, those are some of my favorite movies. That's like my favorite Halloween monster is a werewolf. I love vampires, Frankenstein, and all that. But the werewolf is just, I love a good werewolf movie. Richard says, favorite Boris Karloff movie? It's really like, I love The Bride of Frankenstein. That's probably, I'd say The Bride of Frankenstein is probably my favorite. And then, of course, I love Frankenstein, but I love The Bride because he's actually speaking, and there's more drama that Boris. I think you watch that film. I mean, watch his acting, his performance is really awesome. He really gives that monster a lot of pathos. You know, you feel so sorry for him. You know, and you understand. This isn't the monster. I mean, he's a creature. He was created. But the real monster in that movie is Dr. Pretorius. You know, the evil genius. You know, he's just using the brute. But I did answer your question. Yeah, that would probably be The Bride of Frankenstein. Brad says, saw Cocaine Bear on Peacock. Ah, okay. Renee said it was either on... she said either Tubi or something else. But you saw it on Peacock. Okay. It was wild. Highly recommend, Brian. I have to check that out if I get a chance. I'm not sure what that is, Renee. Some kind of circus in the middle of Brian Hogue. Brian, and then all these emojis, circus and clown emojis, and Hogue. Not sure I'll take that. Paul says, Manos traumatized me on... traumatized me. That is why I'm having surgery. I hope it doesn't work. Well, all I can say is I'm sure you're gonna get through. Hey, you went through it once before, and you can do it again. And look how many more years it is since you had your last procedure. So they are so much more advanced now, and I have no doubt that you're gonna pull through just fine. And you'll be up here. Who knows? Maybe you'll be with us next Tuesday night online. I kind of doubt it that you'll be able to type that quickly. You'll probably be kind of still enjoying the medication. But Laser Corn says, Human Centipede 1 was enough for me, thanks. Yeah. Daniel says, trust me, I regret watching the second one. LOL, the third Human Centipede is based inside a prison. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm sure that's a real doozy. Okay. Renee says, I can't watch it. It was on something and they showed them all and I accidentally watched some of it. I'm traumatized. What, the Human Centipede ones? How did we... Oh, Daniel's the one who brought the Human Centipede into the topics. That's funny. Yeah, that's got to be the strangest movie. I go back to this idea. Who's thinking of this stuff? Who's not only thinking about it? Okay, somebody sits down and writes out a storyline, a script, and all this stuff. Who thought it was a good idea? I don't know. Maybe it was a good idea. I was going to say, what producer or film studio? But I think the first one did make. I mean, everyone was talking about it when it first came out, so it must have made a lot of money, you know? So I don't know. Brad says, Human Centipede, who thinks of this stuff? I know. SBC says, the scariest movie for me was The Fog. Oh, nice one, John Carpenter. But I also live in an area where there is a lot of fog at night. Yeah, I can see that. Be like traumatized by Jaws and living on the beach. Liz Corn says, I did, however, love the movie May. Awesome flick. That and American Mary. I've got to say, Laser, I have not seen either one of those two. May and American Mary. Interesting. I've never saw. And unfortunately, right now, I don't have time to watch anything. Some people will ask me, like recent. Oh, you gotta watch this and that. Well, I'm sure I do. I would love to see some of these. Not Human Centipede 3, but necessarily. But I just in October I will have time to actually watch movies. I know right now it ain't happening. Renee says this one will be worse than Human Centipede, called Caligula. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's worse than Human Centipede? What in the world's it about to where it's worse than Human Centipede? Maybe I should look up and read the synopsis on this. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Parents, might want to send your kids out of the room here for a minute. Caligula. It's a 1979 film. Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire. Oh, Roman Emperor Caligula. The film stars Malcolm McDowell. Okay, I think we're all familiar with him. In the title role, alongside Teresa. Okay, it's not really giving me a. Why was it so controversial? Let's see. It's violent. Okay, all right. So multiple cut versions. All right, so I can see where maybe just from the little I read there, might have shocked some people. Might have had some bad stuff in there. Laser Corn says, Brad, someone who has way too much time on their hands. Yeah, who thought of? He was asking who thinks of this stuff for Human Centipede. Yeah. Stephanie says, BH, here are you? Are you okay? Oh, Bonehead, yeah. Yeah, where is Bonehead? I've reached out to him. You know, he is on Facebook, and I've reached out to him. So if any of you are on Facebook, maybe drop him a line there, and maybe you'll get a response. Who knows? Maybe he'll be back here soon. I'd like to see that. Caligula. He snicker, Laser says. Renee says, Crypt Keeper. Crypt Keeper's awesome. PBR says, love Prehistoric Planet and Carnival Souls is awesome. Yes. Yes, it is. Daniel says, I sent you a pic of the Jugface movie. Jugface, huh? All right, Daniel, let me check this out here. Ooh, that's a creepy looking. Again, I try not to get the studio lights in there. Jugface. That's kind of cool looking. These look like zombies or something. Laser says, "Hey Brian, can we ever get a 2-hour blowout some night?" Yeah, I would be up for that. Yeah, I'd be up for it. It wouldn't be before. It wouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe after October. Yeah. Paul says, "I love USBC." William Purr. Renee says, "Whoa, wow, Exorcist director died. OMG." Yeah, yeah. That's what Paul said, and I looked it up, and he just passed away yesterday. Wow. Stephanie says, "I heard it too. The Exorcist director passed away." Yeah, and Renee says, "Yesterday on Brian's birthday, and Exorcist died in that day. That is a sign from God." I don't know, but that's yeah. I remember seeing, like, I'd be scrolling, briefly. I was on social media yesterday. It was my birthday. I was getting birthday. I was trying to thank people and stuff, and I kept seeing this thing about William Friedkin come up, and I didn't look into it to see what it was about, but that's apparently it. Daniel says, "Anyone remember the movie Freaked?" No. No, I sounds familiar, but I can't think of it. Daniel. Renee says, "Cue Twilight Zone music theme," right? Do 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 do. Paul says, "I love you, Stephanie, for the Mano support." Al says, "Oh, too bad William Friedkin died just months before the 50th anniversary of The Exorcist this December." Is that right? I didn't even think about that. Wow, the 50th. Interesting. Renee says, "Cue the X-Files theme song." Ah, we're getting all these strange theme songs for strange situations. Richard says, "American Werewolf in London. Great movie or not? What's your thoughts, Brian?" I love the American Werewolf in... Oh, yeah, in London, yeah. I almost thought of the one in Paris, the newer one that's on Netflix, and that was just awful. Just awful. But no, American Werewolf in London, I enjoyed that movie. I met the actor who played the main character. I can't think of the actor's name, but I do remember meeting him at a convention. He was super nice, very nice guy. Kind of quiet. He seemed like a really quiet guy. And that was probably back in I think 2009. It's been quite a while ago, but I liked it. I love horror movies from the 80s for some reason. I just love, the practical effects. They can be bad effects, and I'll still like them just because but I'm not saying those were bad effects. Those were actually kind of breaking edge type of effects that were just coming out at that time with the when we were in special effects school, which is part of the curriculum there in at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. What I went for, they showed you how to do they call them like a bladder effect, and you'd make a let's say you were going to have the bubbling effect take place on the forearm as a werewolf's transformation is occurring. You would make two bladders, two separate latex pockets or bubbles, basically, and the air would be pumped in to each one's, differently, of course, separately, and to make them look like a kind of a bubbling effect. And I remember doing I did an effect like that back in the early '90s, back when I was at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. But that was a lot of fun. But I just love that those effects there were coming out. We saw them in American Werewolf in London. We saw them in the video Thriller with Michael Jackson. We saw them in Howling, The Howling. So we were starting to see some really cool werewolf movies at that time. And I liked it. I thought it was really well done. Paul says, "I'm not scared like hell. I'm not." I can understand. I can understand that, Paul. SBC says, let's talk about movies again. What's the least creepy horror movie you've seen? All right, everybody. What's the least creepy horror movie you've seen? To me, the least creepiest. The least creepiest. Least creepiest. I don't know. I'd probably have to go with. One of the Universals. Maybe The Creature from the Black Lagoon. How creepy was that? I don't know. Least creepiest. I don't know. Somebody else throw some least creepy movie. Richard says best foreign horror movie. Well, we talking even British or Italian? I mean, I really like Lady Frankenstein. I think that was a good. That's an Italian one. Renee says no, it's not a good idea. Ha, lol. Brian says, are you planning to see the Lost Voyage of the Demeter? Yes, that looks good. Although I gotta say, I don't know when. I forget when that one's coming out. Is it? I would assume in October. That would be perfect. But I don't know. I'm not real big on going to the theater anymore. I don't know. There's just not one around here anymore. We went and saw. Ava and I went and saw the what was it? The one about the human trafficking with the children. Oh my gosh! I can't believe I can't think of that. The one I can't. I'm totally drawing a blank. We just saw this like a month ago. Sound of Freedom. The Sound of Freedom. We just saw that in Grove City, and it was kind of a miserable experience, to be honest with you. The theater was packed. There was no air conditioning at all. Like there was just stagnant, hot, muggy, stagnant air, and you're sitting in there for over 2 hours watching this thing, and you're crowded. And it was not that just wasn't a pleasant experience at all. But I wanted to support the film. Paul says, hey there, I have to go help Mom get ready for bed. I hope to be back on. If not, see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll call you tomorrow. Great show. Love you all. All right, Paul, thanks for joining us tonight. Faces of Death movies. Renee says, yeah, Faces of Death. That's right. That's right. Back in the 80s. Again, the 80s was an awesome, awesome decade for just strange stuff in the horror genre. SBC says, see you next week, Paul. Marianne Hughes says, happy birthday, guy. Oh, hi, birthday guy. Hey, all right, Marianne. Thanks for joining us. And thank you. Tom says, I finally get on here and we're talking about Caligula. Yes. Well, hi, Tom. Thanks for joining us. And yeah. Yes, we are talking. Well, we did mention it I've not seen that movie. I have not seen it. So, Richard says, Kiss had an album named Carnival of Souls. Yeah, they had that in the was it the late 90s, I believe it was. It was shortly after they. Oh, Carnival of Souls. I was thinking of Psycho Circus. Carnival of Souls? Huh. I didn't. I don't think I saw that one. I was thinking of Psycho Circus after they got back together again with the original members, did their touring. Renee says, whoa, wow, Jugface. Chris says, good evening, BH. Hey there, Chris. Thanks for joining us. I don't know how far behind I am. Let's see. I'm about 5. Let's see. Richard says, just curious, what is everyone's favorite vampire movie? And that was at 2038, and it is now 2045. So I'm definitely quite a bit behind here. Daniel says, sent you a picture of Freaked. Let's see. Renee says, American Werewolf in London kicked ass. The special effects, excellent. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Totally 100%. Lace Corn says, if memory serves me correctly, you studied industrial arts at the Art Institute. Industrial design, yes. I studied visual communications there many moons ago. Ah, yes. many moons ago. That's like myself. I graduated in '95. Freaked. There's the picture again. I'm trying not to get the glare from the studio lights. Interesting. Least creepiest, The Claw and Manos. Renee says, best foreign movie, Life Force, Renee says. Ladies Corn says, best foreign horror movies, The Ringo, okay, and anything by Dario Argento. Renee says, Time Bandits. Tom says, how does one go from Art Institute to police or the United States Air Force? That was a wild change. All my, it's funny you would ask that. I am a multifaceted individual with, it is weird because like all through my life, I've had such a vast variety and everything. I love life. I just want to take it all in with everything I can experience, everything I can find, everything. I was in every sport I could ever get into when I was a kid, growing up through school, outside of school activities. But yet I was still the geeky, the geeky, comic book, monster movie loving kid, and that just spilled over into my adulthood, I guess. I mean, I've had these different sides to me, completely different sides to me. Like this here is. This is one side of me, I have a few others. So, I don't know. It is strange, but I don't know. Enjoy and experience as much of life in a non-destructive way as much as you can. Stephanie says, sorry if I change the subject, but as of right now, I'm watching Captain America, the First Avenger on FX, and it got me thinking, was there a real-life Captain America back in World War II? No, but they did start the idea of Captain America back during World War II. Captain America has been around since shortly after Batman and Superman, which came about in 1938, 39, and then Captain America came shortly after that. But was there a real life Captain? Wouldn't that have been something, or a real life Captain America? Would have been interesting. The Never Ending Story, Renee says. Dark Crystal. Brian Ivor says, Caligula, the Roman Empire, an emperor, and I probably still pronounced it wrong. Caligula. All right. Yes, the Roman emperor. SPC says, the film studio where the Never-Ending Story was shot is right here in Munich. Oh, really? Any other, big, recognizable movies like that we would know here in this crowd were filmed there? That's pretty cool. Ladies Corn says, my absolute favorite vampire movie of all times is Let the Right One In. The right one in. Al says, my favorite vampire movie is 30 Days a Night. Oh, that's a cool one. I like that one just because it was we saw vampires as these dangerous, very dangerous monsters, evil monsters again. I like that, because we had just seen, we had the whole Twilight phase and all that stuff. And then, every story, has its audience. And, it is what it is. Not my cup of tea. Doesn't have to be. Somebody enjoyed it. But I like stuff like that. The 30 Days of Night I really liked the vampires in that. John says, another example of low-budget movie that's a favorite is The Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. 1982? I believe, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. That was a good. I remember seeing that one. Bubba didn't do it. But I remember they framed Bubba, and they killed him as he was up in the, hanging he was hiding. So he was hiding in the field dressed up as a scarecrow. He was killed in his scarecrow outfit and came back, sought revenge. Good for him. Good for Bubba. Daniel says, the least scariest movie I have ever seen is called Jack Frost. Yes, sounds like a Christmas special. Dave Davis says, hello again, happy birthday to you. All right, DJ Dave, thank you. Appreciate it. Pat Savan says, hi, you guys. Hey there. Hey, I showed them the cocaine shark picture that you had sent me. I showed them off my phone, but that you had sent me after the show last week to prove that there was a cocaine shark movie. And actually, some of the viewers here tonight have actually seen it. That just blows my mind. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Daniel says the least scariest movie. I read that. Renee says best Japan anime movie ever. Lenman, Crusher Joe, and Megazone 23. Megazone 23 movie. 2 Megazone 23. What are these the same thing? From the makers of Robotech, Macross, Mospita, Southern Cross, Orgus, etc. All right, I'll take your word for it. I got to admit, I'm in a territory here I'm unfamiliar with. I mean, I'm aware of the anime movies, but I'm not real knowledgeable. I've seen a few back in like the 90s. It's been quite a while. Lisa Cohen says, no Akira Renee? Now that's a name I've heard of with the anime. Al says, Captain America was created in 1941. So, yep, just like a couple of years after, like I said, after Superman and Batman. Renee says, Macross movie is the best anime movie ever. Okay, Macross, I've never seen that one. Patsvan says, has anyone found cocaine shark yet? Yeah, toward the beginning that hey, Patty, we hit it right out the gate with cocaine shark. And because I had showed the picture that you had sent me in Messenger, and we start talking, and there has been some of the viewers have actually seen that. So, cocaine shark. Let's see. I'll try to catch up a little bit. Daniel said, "It's a Christmas horror film." Oh, Jack Frost. Okay, that's what it sounded like. Jack Frost. I think of Martin Short when I think from the Santa Claus movie. Tom says, Vampires of Mars, Carpenter was pretty decent. Vampires of Mars, believe it or not, I remember the title, but I gotta say, I don't know if I've seen that one. I forget it, and that would be pretty much. I thought I'd pretty much seen all of Carpenter's movies, but Vampires of Mars. I don't recall that one. I don't recall seeing it. Renee says, Megazone 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 is what I meant. Okay. Lace Court says, by the way, I love Robotech from back in the day, Renee. Robotech, I remember that. I do remember that. And I remember Battle of the Planets. Remember that one? Battle of the Planets. And even stuff like Speed Racer, I remember all that stuff. The old stuff. Richard says The Terrifier is a very disturbing movie. Oh, The Terrifier. Okay, I've been seeing that. Like I see the picture of the killer, the monster, whatever. But I've not seen that movie yet. Lasercorn says I couldn't wait to get home every day from school to watch Masters of the Universe. Yeah, and Robotech. Yeah. Yes, I remember that. Renee says, Macross is Carl Masik's Robotech cartoon. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Pat Savan says, Vampires of Mars? Is that anything like Ghosts of Mars? Interesting question. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not familiar. I haven't seen I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen Vampires of Mars, but Ghosts of Mars. I can't be certain about that one. I don't think I did, but I don't know. There's something familiar about that one. Daniel says, I watched Children of the Corn and Rose Red a few years ago and liked them. The original Children of the Corn? And was that the first time that you saw it? Rose Red a few years ago. Richard says, replying to Al, Al the best. Al Vermette, the best. Lasercorn says, jeez, I'm starting going cross-eyed here. Renee says, yes, Lasercorn, I cried when Rick Hunter dumped singer Lynn Minmay for military officer Lisa Hayes. Renee says, Robotech is actually Megazone 23 generations into the future. Interesting. Victor said, Sound of Freedom. Daniel says, yes. Yeah. Yes! Victor says, Sound of Freedom. Yeah, that was the one I was drawing a blank. That was the last time I've been in the theater. And it was only like last month. But yeah, Ava and I went to that one, but that was so uncomfortable in the theater. Like I said, we want to go just to support the film, and you know, obviously, you know, we talk about monsters and things like that here, and you know, this is our escape. The big dumb fun monsters, you know, the movies, Frankenstein, werewolves, and stuff like that. But Sound of Freedom is about real, just real monsters. You know, people that can do the things that they're talking about with the human trafficking, and particularly with children. That's just it's hard to imagine. It really was. Oh, Tom says it was Ghosts of Mars. Oh, okay, all right, Ghosts of Mars. Huh. All right, now that's the one that, you know, seems familiar to me, Ghost of Mars. So maybe I have seen that one. Pat Van says, Ghosts of Mars is a possession movie about the original denizens of Mars taking over the human colony on Mars. That sounds real familiar to me. I think I did see that one. I forget it. Don't quiz me on it. I won't pass. Probably not. Lasercorn says, night, PBR. See you next week. Oh, is PBR taking off? See you later, PBR. Thanks for joining us. We're all going to be taking off here in about 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Let's see. Renee says, awesome freaking live horror sci-fi fantasy show was totally epic. Oh, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Victor says, the new Exorcist starring Ellen Birkin. Oh, that's right. They're doing a new one. And the lady who played the mom in the original 1973 one is reprising her role in this one. Tom says, I'll see you guys next week. All right, Tom, thanks for joining us. John says, hey, what did you think about the messenger thing I sent you when the voice actors recreated a scene? That was cool for Mission Impossible 3. I also sent you one where they did a scene from Spaceballs where the character Wacko and Animaniacs was Dark Helmet, and actor from Invader Zim was Colonel Sandra. That was pretty cool. That was pretty funny. All right, it is. Let me put the schedule up one last time here, and we have less than a minute remaining here. This Saturday, August 12th, make sure you tune in to Stream TV by going to streammedia.tv, and at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, you get to see this show right here as the pre-show. Then at 9 o'clock, the feature movie is The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Then at 10:45, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, followed by Carnival at Souls at 12:10 a.m. and then 1:45 in the morning, The Mad Monster. There it is. That is the schedule, and you can always check out that schedule at streammedia.tv. So there you have it. And John says, this has been a Chiller Night Live. This is Crozak the Grand reminding you to stay chilled and keep thrilled. Very good advice, Crozak the Grand. And thank you for everybody who has joined us and participated. Very, very fun evening. So have a good night. Have a good chiller night. And we will see you next week.